Hello, my friends. Jacob is here once again. That's right. I'm getting another one out at you very quickly. I had to do it because I have been looking up Mandela Effects. That's right. I keep getting a lot of comments from people that are saying, Jacob, I don't understand, man. I only signed up for your channel because you do Mandela Effects and now no more Mandela Effects. I'm sure they don't sound like that in person. That's just the way they sound in my head. But a lot of people were upset because I haven't been doing enough videos on the effect. And I am very passionate about the subject as much as you are. So today I have been, trust me, I've been researching. I have a litany of new ones. So today, buckle up, people, because we are talking about the
Mandela Effect!
Buckle up! So let's get right in. You see, and the videos that I do on this subject, they're not like a lot that you see. I'm not going to do one or two. I'm going to do a bunch, and I'm going to throw them at you. And most of these you haven't heard about. I guarantee you haven't heard about these because these are like just new and improved ones that have just come out. Let's talk logos, shall we? Okay, when Google is not sending all of our information and spying on us and giving it to, the government and the globalists that run everything, their logo has changed. Now all of a sudden the E is slightly up. I don't remember it that way. I could be wrong. While on the subject of logos, I was in the kitchen the other day and I was having my morning cough with the Dan, which I love to do every morning, 6 a.m. We're down there, we're drinking our coffee, and I look over at my refrigerator. It is a Frigidaire, and I go, I don't remember the pyramid in the Frigidaire. Very bizarre. But it's not just that. You ever notice that there are a lot of logos that have pyramids? A lot. Not just the Frigidaire like I just showed you, which I don't remember it like that. I remember it being spelled normal. I don't remember a pyramid. It could be me. But there are a lot of logos. Like one of the effects was the Kia logo. People remember it just being a regular A. Asus Computers. A lot of people are saying that logo is different as well. And the Viacom logo. Some people are saying that Viacom looks a little different. Oh, with that pyramid and everything. Now, this is like a side note. All these pyramids, okay? I don't know if you know anything about the, the Illuminati and the symbols that go along with it. If you look on your dollar bill, there is a all-seeing eye as the capstone on top of the pyramid. This is powerful. This is a very powerful symbol, and it is everywhere. I'm just going to give you some of the logos that showcase pyramids, okay? Then I'll get right back into all the other cool Mandela effects that you haven't heard about. Let's just talk about some of them right now. Adidas. That was a Mandela effect. A lot of people thought that it was spelled wrong. People thought that it was spelled with 2 Ds, well, 3 Ds altogether, instead of just one. But you see the pyramid there? How about Valvoline? The Dan drives a Mitsubishi. There's a pyramid in there too. Citgo. And of course, AOL. The all-seeing eye right there in the middle. Cat. The backhoes company builds all those awesome, really great excavators. Cat. That's pyramid right there. Marlboro. If you're a smoker, you shouldn't smoke. It's bad for your health. But, it is what it is. Who am I to tell you what to do, right? I smoked for 10 years. Terrible, terrible habit. Oh, God. And I quit. And every day I think of those Marlboros because they put a lot of stuff in there to make you so addicted that you can't quit, right? And they knew what they were doing to you long before it came out that it was giving you cancer. They knew it, and they had commercials with doctors smoking. But that's a sidebar. Another pyramid in that logo as well. The Fox logo. And if you like chocolate, Toblerone. Yeah, that's a big Illuminati company. The execs like to give that pyramid symbology in their pictures too. Xbox, of course, that has pyramids everywhere. Acura. Side note, the Acura, I don't remember the Acura logo looking like that. I don't remember there being something that connected the little pyramid that was on the, I don't remember it. I could be wrong, but some people may find it different as well. Paramount, of course, you have that big pyramid in that logo as well. Fidelity. Delta. You ever fly Delta? Benjamin Moore Paint. Pyramids right there. Adobe. HSBC. I mean, do I have to go on? You see, like the whole world is in the hand of the wicked one, as you say. These sinister powers that be, these globalists, these people that are behind, that the shadow government that's behind all the governments of the world, that runs all of the corporations, that run all of us, right? So of course the pyramid's going to be there. It's their main symbol, because they're up there on the top, right? And we're right there on the bottom, being controlled by them all. But I digress. Let's get back into some Mandela Effects. Now, anybody see The Lord of the Rings? Because I like that movie. I did. I was a big fan of it. More symbols there, the all-seeing eye, right? That's the big bad guy keeping an eye on everybody, right? Going back and forth. Spooky, right? Well, you know what's really spooky is the fact that, remember that scene in Lord of the Rings when Gandalf was hanging on the and he was about to fall, and that big scary demon was going to pull him down, and Frodo's there, and they were all standing, and they were hoping that he was going to not die right after he says, "You shall not pass." Remember when he screams out, he says, "Run, you fools." Turns out, Gandalf never said, "Run, you fools." He actually said, "Fly, you fools." So I don't remember. Now, I have talked to some of my friends that are big Lord of the Rings fanatics, and they tell me that it was not "fly, you fools." Actually, when you do a YouTube search and you look for this actual quote, you find a lot of videos titled "Run, you fools." Especially ones done before 2012. Very strange. But that's not the only thing that's strange. Remember the movie Annie? One of my favorite songs when I was a kid, "It's a Hard Knock Life," right? It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life. Okay, that song, that's not the lyrics. The lyrics don't go that way. The lyrics are, "It's the hard knock life for us." That's right. It's the hard knock life, which I don't quite remember, but that's another one that I just stumbled across. Not as freaky, though, as Judge Judy never having a gavel. Yes, that's been one of the ones that have made the Mandela circuit. Judge Judy, I remember Judge Judy banging that gavel, trying to get everybody to quiet in their courtroom. But as it turns out, she called it a Hollywood prop and never wanted to use it. So Judge Judy never had a gavel to begin with. I've done videos on scripture. There have been a lot of changes, and one of the changes was found in the book of James, as I was reading the book of James, which is a favorite of mine, and it's about the tongue and how it's a hard thing to control, and how the power of life and death is in our tongue to begin with. You got to be careful about the things you say, right? And in this famous passage, The tongue is compared to a rudder of a ship. Now, anybody that's ever read the Bible, or anybody that's actually ever been to any kind of a church service or listened to a sermon about the power of our words, remembers that the tongue was compared to a rudder of a ship because it is the smallest part of the ship, and yet it can steer that entire vessel to life or to death. And when I was reading it, and this was probably about a month ago, I could not believe that in my King James, which by the way is the 1611 King James, not the new King James, not the NIV. So when you go look it up in your Bible and you see that it does not say helm, which is what it now says in the King James, and it actually says rudder. I'm not talking about your Bibles. I'm talking about my Bible. I'm talking about the King James 1611. Okay, I'm talking about that authorized one. It's no longer rudder. It's helm. And the way it's worded too, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Take a look. Now, I mentioned the pyramid in the Xbox logo, but what I didn't mention was, now my boys, my teenage boys, my big boys, my 15-year-old, my 16-year-old, they play Xbox. And one of them tells me that they remember the logo differently. The other one says, no, that's the way it's always been. I don't know. I don't play games. I'm not a gamer, right? Life is enough of a game for me to play. So the Xbox logo, I remember there being a dash between the X and the box. And turns out that the dash is like attached, which I don't quite remember. It doesn't look quite right to me. I did a video a while ago with U-Haul because U-Haul had that same thing going on. You see, a lot of these effects, you start seeing them bleed over into other things. Now, I want to finish this video on one note. I know that a lot of you who believe in this, who have experienced it, know this to be true. And see, the problem is, some of the things that I shared here, they could be, just bad memory. I could have remembered it wrong. Like, I was actually going to talk about how I remember barbecue spelled with a Q. Never been spelled that way. It's always been spelled with a C. But as I started talking to people, some people said, well, no, it can be spelled both ways, and that's pretty normal. Other people said, no, it's always been a Q. And one person actually told me it's always been a C. And BBQ is just because it sounds that way. But my point is that some of the things that we share, they could be just bad memory. But that doesn't discount the fact that there are things that I know for a fact have changed. When I saw that Coke logo for the first time, where there was not a dash between Coca and Cola, there was a little dot up top. And I went and I researched it, and I realized that there's no way that any of us would have saw that Coke logo the way it is, the way we remember it, because it was changed back in like the early 1900s. And every person I've talked to about that logo remembers it a certain way, just like they remember the Ford logo a certain way without the little pig's tail on the F. There are things that we know that are different, and yet they've never historically changed. So you can't tell me that these things are just bad memory. And I have to remind myself, and I want you all to remind yourself too, that some of these we may be wrong on. But, and this is a very big but, I know a lot of these are legit. Just like I know that when Jesus healed the man with palsy, he did not say, now pick up your couch and bring it home. And when they were lowering the person who was sick so that they could heal, be healed by Jesus and hear him speak, they did not lower him through the tilling of the roof on a couch, because the word couch wasn't created until like 1849 or something like that. There's no way the word couch was in the Bible. So these are little things that I want to remind you and give you, peace of mind. So when you start doubting yourself, some of the things may be wrong. When we watch these videos, some people share on something and you'll say, oh no, I remember it the wrong way. But that doesn't discount the fact that this is legit. Captain Disillusion or Delusion or whatever his name is. He likes to debunk things. Well, he just took on the Mandela Effect. And I got to tell you, I watched it and it really bummed me out because instead of just intelligently and compassionately sharing his point of view, he did what everybody does. And that is, make fun of the people, make them look like they're total idiots and that they don't know what they're talking about, and then mock them and say, oh, it couldn't be misremembering, or it couldn't be confabulation, and it couldn't be this, and it couldn't be that. And I'm watching this zipperhead, which is, pretty much what he looks like. I'm watching him say this and I'm thinking, man, it's like you got such a great show. Why do you have to tear something down? So I left a comment. I don't usually leave comments. My comment was, why aren't you making fun of Nick Bostrom, from Oxford, who wrote the paper and says that it's more likely that we live in a simulation. Why aren't you making fun of people like Elon Musk, who are saying continually that we most likely live in a simulation? And why aren't you making fun of the physicists from the university who just published a paper saying that, they've proven that we are in a hologram and we exist, in a 3D hologram that is basically 2D information. And then I said, why don't you make fun of the Medal of Science winner, the National Science Advisor to the President, James Gates, who said that when he was looking at equations to explain how the universe works, he found computer code. So look, people shouldn't be making fun of you because things have changed, because you know what the fact of the matter is? There are crazier things out there today that are fact, not fiction. Why aren't they making fun of the D-Wave computer that says that it operates in a parallel universe? Why isn't he making fun of that? No. You know why? Because if this is a legit deal, if this is a real thing, then they have to make us look foolish, right? They got to make fun of us, because to make fun of us will actually minimize anybody from really looking into it and taking it where it needs to be. You know what I mean? So don't feel bad about that, because the Mandela Effect may indeed be a legit deal. I think it is. I've seen way too much to discount it. And I got to tell you something. I want to encourage each and every one of you. Don't let anybody get you down. There are so many people trying to debunk this thing. Let me tell you something. Don't let it stop you from seeking more, from finding more, because the world is not what we think it is. And ain't nothing going to stop us from finding the truth as long as we are seeking. In any event, thanks for watching. Please do subscribe. Do me a favor and tell a friend about the channel. I do talk about other things here. I'm glad that a lot of people are interested about the topic. I'm sorry that I can't do a video every week on the Mandela Effect or on Niebuhr. I'm passionate about the subject, but there are a lot of other things that we need to look into too. And I hope that this helped you, and I hope that you come back again. I'll see you on Tuesday or Wednesday. This was a special Mandela video for all of you because I love you and I thank you for your time. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.